Uh, okay. So very interesting here. So Michael Saylor was on a show yesterday, and he pointed something out. And this is very interesting to me because maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. So let's say you have a business, and we talked yesterday about, say, Bob going to a neighbor's and borrowing $1 million and then coming back borrowing more million and buying more Bitcoin, and Bitcoin goes up and borrowing more million and buying more Bitcoin. So that's his business. That's the business that is. Okay? So Apple makes phones and they trade at 10, 15 times earnings, 20 times earnings. Amazon sells stuff, they trade at 30 times earnings. Google does search, they trade at 35 times earnings. MicroStrategy, they have Bitcoin, so we value it as they only have, let's say they have one Bitcoin and say Bitcoin's $100,000. So let's say it's $100,000, they have 10 Bitcoins. Then we say the value should be $1 million, 10 times the value of the Bitcoin, so $1 million. And then you give it a little bit of more, so maybe you pay $1.1 million, $1.2 million. But he's telling you, just like any other business, every single business, almost every single business in the world trades at a multiple. So that multiple is somewhere between 9, 10, 11 times, 30 times earnings. So what he's saying is, if our business is highly successful and Bitcoin keeps going up and we are able to raise more money and buy more Bitcoin, why don't we trade at 9, 10x? So right now, it trades at 3x. It's overvalued by 2x. But he's saying, what if it trades at 10x? That means MicroStrategy should be trading at another $2,800. It should be at $2,800 because they're generating more money than Apple is generating. They're generating more money than Amazon is generating. Interesting, right? If you're going to pay a multiple of something, like what it's really worth, then this thing is trading ridiculously cheap. Now, not saying to buy it, not saying to sell it. All I'm saying is the premiums are so insane. I mean, we bought those 400s at 12. So remember this, guys. This is very important. And you got to bank this in your head somewhere, okay? Put it in a certain part of the brain and say don't touch, okay? So this is very important. Way back a week and a half ago, before last Friday, not this Monday, the week before, we bought the 300 calls on MicroStrategy. The stock was at $270, and we paid $6. 30 points out of the money were $6. Okay? Move fast forward to this past Friday. We bought MicroStrategy 60 points out of the money for $12. So it was 60 points out of the money versus 30 points out of the money, and we paid $12 versus $6. And when I bought it, I said, well, this is a kind of a stupid trade, a silly trade, because I'm paying double, and it's double as far out of the money. And those are going to open today at 75 from 12. It may go to 100. I mean, it's just moving that fast. And if they buy the concept of this thing should be trading at 5x, 6x, 7x at this point, this thing could be 600 so fast. Yesterday, the 500 calls were $12. And I mean, look at it, it's up 30. It's up 30. So just understand that. That's what's going on with it. Now, I fully understand a company's worth what they have Bitcoin, and let's say Bitcoin goes way down, they lose money. Understand. But just like any other company, if Apple doesn't sell phones, they lose money, right? So it can go either way. But this is very, very important that that's what they're doing, and you understand that. So these guys are posting, oh my God, it's worth $30 billion and it's selling for 90. Well, if it's worth $30 billion, it trades 9 times thing. You know, if the price is, let's say, 400 and it trades at 9 times, it should be at 3,600. Jesus. Sam, you're completely out of control. I'm just telling you. his argument is not 100% wrong. Now, you wouldn't pay 30x because you can lose a ton of money, but maybe you pay 5 to 8x. And that blows this thing up to 500, 600, or even 1,000 by Christmas. Interesting, right? Interesting. Not saying it's going to happen. That's what we know. Okay, today is all about NVIDIA, but this is a triple. This is a 3-banger today. If NVIDIA is good, Avago goes, TSM goes, everything goes. But ST Micro last night said chips are not good. Okay, so just understand that. ST Micro said chips are not good. Okay, look at this MicroStrategy is amazing. It's just amazing. Aggravates me because we're sitting on 50 of them, sell them for 150,000. They're going to open it 350,000. Jesus. Okay, so you got NVIDIA as a banger. Then you got PanW. If PanW is good, CrowdStrike can go hit higher here. Interesting. Okay, if NVIDIA is good, Avago can run and TSM can run. Vice versa, if NVIDIA is bad, Avago can crash, TSM can crash, and everything else can crash. And if NVIDIA craters, the NASDAQ dies. But if NVIDIA is great and PanW is great, everything rips, and SPX rips. Okay, so just understand that. And then there's one more, the Snowman. And the Snowman is back to 131 after dropping 7. This is different. This is different. Implies it has an opportunity to really blow. Now remember, in January, we were in New York. On expiration week, we were in New York. And it dropped from 220 to 170. So it dropped 50 points. So it's very conceivable. If it's good, it can go up 20 or 30. Then we see. Okay, look at MicroStrategy, 465. But we have coin, and coin is now running. So, fine. I mean, is this going to get to 500 pre-open? What is Bitcoin doing? I don't even know what Bitcoin is doing. Let me look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is 94.2. This is going to go. Now, IBIT, we talked about IBIT yesterday. It's a hard trade, guys. Bitcoin went up 2,800 yesterday, and IBIT moved 1. Okay? The stock moved 1. So, on a day like today, Bitcoin is up 1.9. That means if you look at the ratio, 1 point in a stock move versus 3,000 in a Bitcoin move. Every time it moves 3,000, it moves 1. So if you're going to go 5 points out of the money, Bitcoin would have to move 15,000. Doesn't happen. Okay? So don't get sucked into this option thing of, oh my God, this is a great play. It's not. Off my screen. Okay? So just understand it. So 3 earnings today, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Interesting. Okay? SMCI. We bought SMCI yesterday because either this plan is going to get approved or it's going to get delisted. And if it gets approved, there's something you can do here. Very, very interesting. So if you buy, because the premiums are so high, you can buy SMCI. Say you buy the stock here at 27. Say you buy 10,000 shares. Just making up stuff. Easy numbers. Okay? So you bet, let's say you do 1,000 shares. It costs you $27,000. And then you can go sell the 130 calls, okay, for $1.50, and you can buy the 25 puts with that money for, I don't know, 60 cents right now, because it's a Wednesday. On a Monday, it'd be different. So you cover yourself. So if they get delisted, you get to sell yours at 25 and you're out. So you lose 2 points. But if it goes up, you make 2 points. And you make the 2.5 points because somebody's going to take your stock, right? And if it doesn't move, you're fine. Okay, and if it even just moves 2 points, you make 2 points. Okay. Now, early yesterday, you could have done that. You could have bought the stock at 26. You could have sold. You bought the puts at 1.2 with us. And if this thing goes to 31, they take your stock at 30. You make 4 points on it. So if you're doing this on 10,000 shares, you make $40,000. Minimal risk, right? So just understand that. That's just something different you can do. Okay. So just wanted that to let you know. That's what we know. CrowdStrike looks good. And here comes coin. This is going to be the coin day. Over 338. Oh my God. Are you smiling? Okay, let's get started. Good morning, everybody. 11:20. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Then we see, here we go. SPX is up 9. Add 10 to that, you're at 59.26, 59.32, 59.52. If NVIDIA is good, 6,000 in play. If NVIDIA is bad, 58.50 in play. If NVIDIA is good, NASDAQ 21,100 in play. That's 500, 600 points up. If NVIDIA is bad, NASDAQ 20,000 in play. Okay? That's what we know. That's what we know. Okay? So just understand that. Avago, 171, 177 under 161. NVIDIA, 151, 156, 169, 172, 191. Underneath 131, 109. Lilly, a little bit better. Underneath 700 is 691 through 752, 769, and then 800. CrowdStrike, 361, 372 under 309. PanW, 421, big number, underneath 352. Coin, 338, 352, 372. MicroStrategy. Do you want me to say it, guys? 482, 509. Oh my God. 421 if it collapses. SMCI 31 and 36. I would think they get a delist or a go on this plan within the next week. Okay, and then we see. But there's still risk. Even if they say, hey, we're not going to delist you, there's still another issue, guys. If you know the issue, come on, type it in. Come on. What's the other issue? That BDO, the new accountant, come in and say, oh, we think you're committing fraud and we're going to resign too. Right? That issue is out there. So just understand that. UPSD 76.81. Goldman Sachs has been straight down, needs 592 to get better. Carvana 253 beast. TSM all on NVIDIA 191, 196. Netflix just runs every day 882, 891. Tesla 352. Snowman 131, 136, 152, 179. Way up there. Microsoft doing nothing, 421. NOW, what a play yesterday. We screamed this one. This one we make, if we can get 10 or 12 out of this, we'll sell it right away on this, and then it'll be a 3 to 12. But if NVIDIA is good, this goes to higher year, and they go to 30. That's what we know. That's what we know. Everybody have a great trading day. See you in chat.